So the next section we have to talk about is searching and reporting. And there are 3 ways to report within JIRA. Home is my dashboard. I've also got the Browse Projects tab and the Find Issues tab. So we'll start with the Browse Project tab here. And I'm in the plain project which we've just created, so we're going to click back up to All Projects and look at a project that might have a few more issues and some more data. So we'll click on the Atlassian Serif project for an example here. You can see the open issues and what components and versions they affect. I can also view the roadmap for this project, so the future releases and what issues pertain to those releases. I can see that 1 out of 6 issues have been resolved for .40. I can click on popular issues and see which issues have been voted for and received the most votes. I can click on a calendar, and this is also subscribable in iCal format. You can see that if I scroll over here, I've got several reports available on the right-hand side. These can reports, some of them are out of the box and some are through plugins, which we'll talk a little bit later. You can see that I've got some preset filters. I've got a project summary, so I can see the issues and which statuses. I can also see open issues by priority and by assignee. So again, this allows you to get your hands around one project just from this screen. And we can click into the Find Issues tab, and this is our granular issue search. So if you're searching for one specific issue or one small group of issues, you can use the Issue Navigator here. And we'll search within the Atlassian Serif project, and we're going to search just for all of the tasks. I can add some text to this search and choose which fields I want to search within. I can also search by any of the attributes for the issue. Say I know that a certain member of my team created an issue. I can also search by date and time. This is really useful if you might want to create a filter that says all of my tasks that are due this week and have it emailed to you on Monday morning at 8 a.m. Search on the actual versus estimated work ratio. Again, that pertains to a work log, and also on any custom fields that I've created. So we'll hit View, and remember we just searched Atlassian Serif for all the tasks, and we've got 11 tasks here. I can configure this Issue Navigator if I wanted to show additional columns or move the columns around here. And from this current view, I can also have a printer-friendly view in case I need to run to a meeting. I can export to XML, I can use RSS, and I can also export to Word or Excel from here. And on the very right-hand side here, I have some charts available. So I can click on Charts here, and we'll configure this. And I've got a few options for chart type here. We'll select the pie chart, and also for statistics. And we'll search by the status. So once we hit View, we can see that we've got 8 closed issues, 1 open, 1 in progress, and 1 resolved for this project for the Atlassian Serif tasks. And we can save this filter. And once I hit save, this takes me straight to my dashboard. And we can scroll down and see that the pie chart we've just created is now populated on the dashboard. And if I want to move that around, I can hit Configure On, and we can move this all the way to the top. All of these portlets on this screen you can move them around. You can also edit them. You can add additional portlets, and we can take a look at the portlets that are available here. You might want to view an issue calendar, or there are portlets for the issues that you voted on or that you've watched. You can also view just the project roadmap, any project statistics, and there are a lot of portlets available here, and a lot more available through plugins. So we'll hit Cancel here, and we'll hit Configure Off, and the next section we have to talk about is Administration. So let's click into the Administration tab. We'll spend a few minutes talking about just some of the administration aspects. We'll talk about workflows, notification schemes, permission schemes, and custom fields. So we can click on workflows here first. And we'll take a look at one of the workflows here. And a workflow is the issue life cycle, so the steps and transitions that an issue goes through to get things done. This is the default JIRA workflow, and we can click on one of these steps as an example. And you can see up on the top right here in the workflow browser, we've got a visual representation of what comes into this step and what goes out of this step. And if we click on one of the transitions, we can see the steps originating and the destination step. Additionally, for transitions, we have conditions, validators, and post functions. And a condition will restrict the execution of a workflow transition until certain criteria are met. So if the condition fails, the user won't see the transition link. A validator will ensure that the parameters are met, that it'll check whether a certain field is true or false. And post functions are automatic actions that occur after a transition. So once you click a transition step, an order of operations occurs. You can have JIRA update some fields on an issue, send a confirmation to a manager, or send an email to a team. You can add a comment to the issue stating that it's been resolved. This is an automated process so that the user doesn't have to do any guesswork. Additionally, we can talk about schemes. As an example, I'll click on the notification scheme, and remember that schemes are rules or templates of JIRA, so these can be applied to one or more projects. So the notification scheme defines which users get emailed when certain events occur. You can see that if we hit add notification here, let's say we want to make sure that when an issue is commented on, we want to notify the project lead. So you can see under here, under issue commented, that project lead has now been added. And permission schemes work in a very similar way. So if we click on the demo permission scheme here, you can see that permissions get pretty granular. So we have project level permissions at the top, issue permissions for all of the operations that we just went over for the issues. You can also see voting and watching are separate permissions, as well as commenting, attachments, and time tracking, so any work logs. So let's say we want to grant permission, and we want to be sure to grant permission to create issues to the project lead. So now you can see under create issues that the project lead has been added. We can also talk about some custom fields. We have several options available here out of the box, and also a lot more custom fields available through plugins. So we can hit add a custom field. You can see from here you can add a select or a checkbox or a radio button, and the next step will let you define any more attributes about that custom field. But we'll hit cancel here, and there are a lot more available through plugins.